What's what's going on YouTube? So I haven't been making my live for a week or so. I don't know. I guess I'm burnt out. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of my videos and stuff. Basically, I make these for documentation of certain situations and certain things. Um, like I said, I'm basically making a documentation of my life, I guess, and the things that has happened and the things that are going on. 90% of my videos revolve around the war on men and how the police have trained these nays to go out and hunt down and kill men, bucks. Okay, kill them dead out of jealousy. They're jealous. When you enter in, if you go to prison or you go to jail, you're gonna find out what these programs are: 211, beta programs, stuff like that. All these programs are designed around targeting and murdering these men with blue eyes, real men. Okay, they, in short, I try to say things in the simplest, understandable way possible, so that there's no confusion, so that somebody don't go back later on and say, well, he said this and he probably meant that. So I don't want there to be any mistaking what I said and what I meant. In short, okay, the simplest way, we're all familiar with the Bible. We've all heard of Jesus Christ. There probably isn't a person walking the face of this earth that isn't familiar with the Bible. So I'm going to use the Bible as an example. Okay. So, in short, they make you sell your soul to the devil. The devil being Elliot, being Bill Gates. Okay. When you enter into these programs, you're going to find out that there's a few people you take orders from. There's a few people that you listen to, and there are a few people that are in control of this whole world. You're going to find out who Emmy is. You're going to find out who Bill is. And you're going to find out who Mark is. And you're going to find out that the police take orders from them. Okay? And then they're going to, if you are a man such as myself, if you have blue eyes, if you was born into this world a man, I don't mean a Peter Pan. Okay? I don't mean a nene. If you are a man, they're going to try to force you into transformation. Okay? They're going to want you to transform from a white man to a black man, from a male to a female, and they're going to force this upon you. And in the event that you tell them, no, hell no, I'm not doing that, I'm proud of who I am, they're going to wage war against you, and they're going to try to take your life. But they're going to do it in the most nonchalant, secretive way possible. They're going to try to murder you through your organs. Okay? If you're in jail or you're in prison, they're going to infect you with HIV or hepatitis. Okay? And then they're going to feed you stuff. They're going to send trays and food into your room for you to eat, and it's going to cause cirrhosis of liver. It's going to cause cancer. It's going to cause harm to you. Okay, and they're going to do that until you are dead. Okay, you're going to get out of prison. You're going to get out of jail. Your stomach's going to swell up. You're going to have cirrhosis of liver. You're going to have cancer. You're going to die, and they're going to rule your death natural causes. If you refuse to enter into these programs, if you refuse to go through transformation, they're going to kill you dead. And they have successfully been doing this. This is a guesstimation because I don't have an exact number, but I know for a fact they've been doing this well over 60 years. Well over 60 years. Murdering men. It's to the point that go check me out if you think I'm lying. Go find a real man. Go find a real man with a Adam's apple that is still a man. Real hard to do. Real hard to do because they have forced them into transformation. Okay? The whole world. And like I said, if you reject this, if you tell them, no, but I ain't gay. No, but I'm not trying to transform into a woman. No, man, I'm proud of who I am. They are going to wage war on you. I told you that to tell you this. There are no legitimate police officers. They're either nay or gay. All of them. And that's what motivates them to do this. That's what motivates them to teach these classes. That's what motivates them to train. That's what motivates them to organize these programs. 211, the beta program. There's a lot of programs. Those are two of a lot of programs. Okay? But all of these programs revolve around targeting and extermination of bees, of men. Okay. What is a bee? If you got blue eyes in your head, you are a bee. Okay. If you was born into this world with blue eyes in your head, you are a bee. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's at the end of the day, it's the color of your eyes. When everything is said and done, it's the color of your eyes. When you take out all the bullshit, it's the color of your eyes. Okay? You got blue eyes, you're a bee. And they train these jokers to go out, hunt down, and murder bees, kill them dead. Okay? And they've been doing this for a long time. A long time, under order of Bill. Okay? Under order of Elliot. Okay? Now, Emmy and Mark and Ann and the police gained their power from Bill. Bill is their God. Bill is the God of hell. Bill Gates. The Bible said it's the number of a man, 666. That is Bill's number. That is the devil. The Bible said it was. The Bible said the Antichrist would be the devil incarnated in flesh. Okay. So spiritually, Satan has indwelled in Bill Gates' body. And that is true. That has took place. That took place a long time ago. Okay. And they all gained their power from him. Okay. And he taught them to go out and murder bees, hunt them down and kill them. And they've been doing it for a long time. For a long time. Right now to this day, they are still training these ICs in jails and prisons all over this world to target, hunt down, and trap and murder bees. Right now today, 2026, they are doing that today, right now as we speak. And the saddest part is they've succeeded. There ain't very many left. Hey, if I doubt there's any at all, with an exception for myself. I seriously doubt that there's any at all. I do know that there are some still housed in prisons, and here in the United States, they're still housed in prisons. And what they do is they use these men to train these ICs. Okay, so they bring these ICs into these prisons, into these jails, and where these men are incarcerated right now today. And they use these jokers as guinea pigs. They practice transparent communication in front of them. They practice sword fighting. What I mean by that is sticking them with needles and stuff like that. They practice all type of stuff on these jokers. They're using them as guinea pigs. If they're still alive, if they hadn't already been killed, they're using them as guinea pigs. Okay? These ICs sit around on their laptops and on their phones and on their tablets in prison, and they monitor and watch these jokers day in and day out like a movie, and they use them as learning tools. Okay? If you're going to go out and hunt down men, if you're going to go out and hunt down arcs and kill them, you got to have some way that you got to have somebody to practice on, right? And that's what they do. Okay? They torture these men. They try to do me that way, but I'm real hands-on now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back to prison or jail for nobody, but I'm hands-on. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for them to do me like that. Plus, I know what they're doing, and I expose them. And I'm not above putting their ass on camera. They don't like being on camera, because if you're on camera, if I got you on camera doing what you're doing, then I can have your ass arrested, because what they're doing is illegal. Murder is illegal. Premeditated murder is illegal. Targeting is illegal. Yeah, they can go to prison for what they've done. So they're scared of these cameras. Okay? Simple as that. Now, I told you that to tell you this. I got arrested a couple weeks ago. They told me I was driving on a suspended license. Fuck, my license suspended. All right, so this is a long story. Okay. So I'm ordered to pay. I'm telling you this so I can get into what I really was making the video about. Okay. So I got to show you this so everything that I'm talking about makes sense. Okay. So I'm ordered to pay $825 a month child support. Okay. So what I was doing now in the state of Georgia, as long as you're paying something, I don't care if you're paying $10 or $20 a week. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're paying something, they're legally not supposed to be able to suspend your driver's license. And I know that. Okay. Well, I was shorting them $25 every week. I was just paying $200 a week. That's still $800 a month. That's plenty of fucking money to her ass, to my ex. It's plenty of money to her. Okay. Well, because I was shorting them $25 every month, they didn't say anything about it. They went and suspended my driver's license. I had no idea. I was paying my child support normal. Nobody told me anything. Well, I get pulled over in Wisconsin. No, hold on. Yeah, Wisconsin. I'm trying to tell y'all the exact county that I got it out here in the truck. No, I got it right here. Hold on. So, yeah, here it is right here. So, this is where I had to bond out to. She's had a 22 to me. I also want to get that on record too. So it says $220. That means they've 22. Okay. So these men that I'm sitting here talking about that they target, hunt down, and murder, they 22. Okay. And what it means to be 22, that means you are a target of the police. If somebody ever tells you that you're 22, that means you are a target of law enforcement, and they aim to take your life. Period. There's no in between. There's no, well, maybe this or maybe no. If they 22 you, they are trying to take your life, and they will kill you at all costs. Okay? And you see what they charged me right there, $220. That means they have 22'd me. Okay? And I promise you, they aim to take your life. They 22'd my father in 2001 and murdered him dead. Cirrhosis liver colon cancer. Murdered him dead. And I can validate that on my dad's tombstone that said he died February the 22nd of 2001, which validates day 22 and murdered him dead. Okay? They've been doing this for a long time. So I told you that to tell you this. I got arrested in Wisconsin for driving on a suspended license. They said that I wasn't paying the full amount on my child support. I was giving them $800 a month. I was shorting them $25. I admit that. You're going to suspend my driver's license over $25. Get out of here. Okay. Anyway, so they did. And they pulled me over, and he informed me that in the county that I was in Wisconsin, that if they catch anyone driving a commercial motor vehicle on a suspended license, they had to arrest them. They had to take them to the jail, and you had to make bond. Period. He said there's no exception. So what he done was he arrested me. He took me to the jail. He stayed there while I made bond, and then he turned around and brought me back to my truck. Okay, it's a money gimmick. They wanted to get in my pocket, and I'm fitting to explain it to you. And I'm gonna show you how they done me too. These are some dirty rascals. Now, you remember I was sitting here telling y'all, teaching y'all cop art. How cop art works. Now, if you look at my driver's license here, your average person wouldn't even know what they were looking at. They would have no idea. But when a cop looks at this, it says something totally different to him. Okay. Now, if you go right down here on my driver's license, where'd it go? You look right here. It says 12. Rest. A. Put that A in front of rest. What does that say? Arrest. So he arrested me because they gave me a bullshit driver license with some cop art on it that tells them if you stop this motherfucker, no matter what, arrest him. Even if it's just taking him down there, making him bond out and bringing him back to his truck, no matter what it is, if you stop this motherfucker, arrest him. And that's what he done. He done what my driver license told him to do. How do I know that's the truth? The next day I call my boss and I tell him what happened. I said, look, I didn't get to pick that load up that you sent me to get because I got arrested. Because they told me I was driving on a suspended driver license. He said, really? He immediately done an MVR. He said, put up my MVR. They said, your driver license was never suspended, bro. I said, huh? He said, your driver license was never suspended. Somebody's lying to you. Really? My driver license was never suspended. That validates that he locked me up because of this stupid ass driver license that they gave me. That's called cop art. So if you're an average person and you look at that, you wouldn't catch that art on there. You wouldn't catch the art. But I ain't stupid, and I catch all that. It literally says arrest. 12, rest. That means arrest his ass. Okay? That's how they fuck you. Now I'm going to take y'all outside, and I'm going to show y'all this trailer they just had me pick up. Okay? The mud flaps on this trailer, okay, also is loaded with cop art. And in the event that a cop gets behind me and sees these mud flaps and this art, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna validate all this. He's gonna pull me over and harass me because of the trailer that they had me hook up to. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all how that works. These people are fuck artists. Okay, they have mastered the art of fuckery, and if you don't know what they're doing, they will fuck you quickly. And I'm about to expose them. That is my goal in life. I will bring that brick wall to the ground. Nick is done. I will bring it to the ground. I promise you. That is my promise to humanity. I will bring that brick wall down. That's a promise. And there ain't a motherfucker walking the face of this earth who can do anything about it. Let me tell you something. Bill himself can't do any fucking thing about it. Emmy can't do any fucking thing about it. Mark can't do any fucking thing about it. The goddamn FBI can't do any fucking thing about it. I will bring that brick wall down. These are evil people, bro. These are evil people, bro. Evil people. Let me tell you something. If you are a man with blue eyes in your head and an Adam's apple, you are a target of the police. You are a target. They will hunt you down and kill you. Not only will they do it, they train these ICs in prisons all over this country to hunt down, target, and murder men, kill them dead. And they give them all the technology and all the weapons they need to do so. Everything they need to kill these men. Kill them dead out of jealousy. Out of jealousy. Bill and Emmy has forced them to turn into transvestites. And they're jealous of your manhood. They are jealous of your manhood. You better know that. You better, if you don't know nothing else, you better know that. That's the truth of it. These cowards are jealous of your manhood. I just got out of prison. When you get to prison, especially Kirkland R&E, you're going to notice all the signs informing you that they act. We act here. Nothing is real. There's anything real there. They're all acting, and they train these convicts. I'm going to use the word convicts because there is difference. There is a difference in a convict and an inmate. There are no inmates in prison. They are all convicts. They are all working ICs. I chose the word convict because they're working ICs. They're all convicts. They're not inmates. Okay. And you're going to notice that they have classrooms and all type of things for these ICs to go and train. The fuck are they training for? You ever listen to a lot of, when I grew up, I listened to a lot of rap music and stuff like that. And I still do from time to time listen to rap music. But what I'm doing now is listening and learning what was going on back in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012, 2014. You know what I'm saying? Throughout my life. Because now I can hear what they were doing. Because, see, music is transparent communication. These eyes use the radio to communicate about their targeted individuals, such as myself. Okay, but your average white male would have no idea what they were doing. You would think that you was listening to a song. Yeah, man, I like this song. Because they train these jokers to communicate transparently. So these eyes are sitting on their phone, watching you like a hawk, watching you like a movie. And they're communicating about you through your cell phone, through your radio. Okay? Because all these jokers are eyes and ears. They can see and hear everything. Okay? So what better way to communicate about an individual than his own airwaves, his own radio? Okay? Because everybody's listening to this joker. Everybody's watching this joker. So we can communicate to each other in front of his face, and we never have no idea. They train in this. That's a transparent communication. Okay? That's a transparency. What a transparency is, my ability to talk. This is just simple, short, straight to the point. Me explain. Okay, listen. What a transparent conversation would look like is me talking some mad shit about you in front of you while you think that I'm completely talking about something else. You basically are death punch to what I'm saying. It's like someone speaking a foreign language in your face. You hear one thing, they're saying something else. That's called a transparency. And I posted a picture on my Facebook called something rhythm and rhymes and poetics. And in this book, this is one of the books that they use to train these ICs to communicate transparently in front of your face. Okay? Through your radio waves, through music. They train them to communicate through music. Okay? So basically they can describe everything that you're doing. Let's say you're on drugs. Let's say you're using meth. Let's say you're using cocaine. Let's say you're a drug dealer. Okay? Well, they can use music. They can use your radio to describe what you're doing. And only a trained ear will be able to pick up on what they're saying. It sounds like they're making music about guns and shootings and drugs and gangster this and gangster that. When they are, in a sense. But they're also communicating about your ass. And they're letting each other know what the fuck you're doing. Okay? That's called transparent. And the police train these jokers to use music to communicate. Like I said, I posted a picture of that book, something urban, rhythm and rhymes, and poetics. Okay, that's what poetics is. Poetics is a big word for transparency. Okay. I hope this is dry. Hold on, it's sitting down close. I'm trying to wash this clothes real quick. Yeah, we might be doing that. I might swap that over. Yeah. I got something else too that I'm gonna shine some light on too. There's another book called Not I, but Christ. Hold on, what is it called? Whom Shall I Send? I got it out there in the truck. It'll come to me in a second. Hold on real quick. But anyway, in this book, remember I've been teaching y'all that they're all on methamphetamine. The whole world's on methamphetamine. But they keep it a secret because they target these white males, these white men with methamphetamine. And they 22 them. And they make these jokers think that that drug is illegal. And they bust these jokers and lock them up, put them in prison and kill them. Every working IC in the whole fucking world on crystal meth, including the police, including the uniformed police officers. The whole world is on crystal meth. Okay? But they call it grace. And in this book right here, it teaches you that methamphetamine is grace. Okay? You ever seen somebody with a tattoo that says saved by grace? Grace is methamphetamine. Grace is crystal meth. Okay? And once you enter these programs and once you sell your soul to Bill, you're going to find out that's the grace of God. He's giving you his grace. When they say that, he's giving them methamphetamine. Okay? And in this book, I think it's not I, but Christ, or Whom Shall I Send? One of them books. Check out both of them. Okay? But it explains to you about the eyes and the ears and grace. He gives grace and methamphetamine. Okay? And it explains that in that book. Okay? They're all on crystal meth. But they keep it a secret because they use that drug to entrap white males, real men with blue eyes, and kill them. Okay? Well, how do they do that? First of all, they get you hooked on it. Okay? You're on meth. Okay? Whew. And then they build your confidence up. So you'll run around with a big old pocket full of dope. Okay? This is short. Okay? It's a real long process, really. But they build your confidence up. Okay? And they get your confidence real high. That's how they got me. That's how they put me in prison. Okay. So I'm running around in Walmart with a big old pocket full of drugs, and I'm stealing, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And they locked my ass up. My confidence was through the roof. You know what I'm saying? They made me think that I was working when I wasn't working at all. I was 10 until they put my ass in them cuffs, and then I was 22. Okay? They tried to kill me. I'll get into that here in a second. So, told you that, tell you this. That's how they go about targeting these bucks. Okay, why do they call a buck a buck? What's a buck? A B spell buck. B-U-C-K. Okay. Well, what is a U? What does the letter U mean? U. Biblically speaking, remember I told you when I first started that I use the Bible a lot because it's simple and everybody knows, everybody's heard of the Bible. Okay. U is Jesus Christ. So any word or anything that has a U in it is going to be in some way a relation to Jesus Christ. Okay. Their eyes. Bill and Emmy are eyes. Okay. The I is the devil. Okay. And the U is the letter value of Jesus Christ. Okay. So for someone to be a U, that means you're either A, you believe in Jesus Christ, you hadn't sold your soul to the devil. You know what I'm saying? If you hadn't sold your soul to Bill, then they're going to you no matter what. Okay, they're going to your ass no matter what. Okay. So what is a B? Well, B has blue eyes. Ain't that what I just told you? So what now? Nothing about the word buck. B-U-C-K. A fucking U-B is what a buck is. Okay. So you see these, or they use animals like deer and buck. Okay, it goes back to transparencies. Okay, they communicate transparent. They use everything as art. Deer, everything. Everything is transparent art. But when you start figuring out what all this art is, it all revolves around murdering men and bees. All of it. Every bit of it. Okay? Man, I wish I could think of the name of that book. Let me see if I can look. I'm gonna see if I can look it up real fast. Whom shall I send? God, what is that book called? It's about to come to me. Revive Thy Work is the name of the book. I couldn't find it on there, but that's what it's called. It's called Revive Thy Work. Okay. First off, working methamphetamine. Okay. That's another transparent term for meth. Just like grace and coffee, anything but calling it methamphetamine. anything. You can call it whatever you want to, as long as you don't call it crystal meth. That's transparent, in short. Okay. Some more transparent stuff. Instead of saying he's an aider, you could say an excavator, or a refrigerator, an alternator, a generator. You see what I'm saying? You see the word 8 and you hear 8 in the word. That's transparent communication. Okay. Simple as that. And they train these ICs in that. So everything outside of literally saying we are targeting and killing this guy right here is okay. You can call him a buck. You can act like you're talking about hunting deer. You can act like you're talking about bass fishing. Anything outside of saying we're targeting this dude right here and we're trying to kill him. Okay? Let me put it to you this way. With almost 100% success, with an exception for myself, they have wiped out a whole nation of white males with blue eyes. Almost like completely wiped them out. Okay? Man, it's so much, bro. I got so much to say, but few words to use. You know that I got so much to say, but few words to use. Man. Trying to see how I can say that. In that book, Revive Thy Work, like I told you, it's going to explain to you that these jokers are worshiping. You're going to find out who their God is. You're going to find out they're worshiping Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the God of hell. It's the biblical antichrist. You're also going to find out who Emmy is. Okay. You're going to find out who Mark is. And you're going to find out what Grace is. Grace being methamphetamine. Okay. And you're going to find out that Bill freely gives crystal meth to all of them, to every one of them. They're all on crystal meth. Okay. Now, what's the secret? Why does he just give it to them and other people? Because it's used as a weapon. Okay. So if you're not in, okay, if you hadn't bowed down, and sold your soul to Bill, okay, and they're going to pretend, they're going to 22 you, okay, and they're going to pretend like it's against the law, but yet they're still going to give you that drug. The only difference is they're going to lock your ass up for it, okay, and they've been using that drug to entrap white males forever, and that's why it's a secret. That's why they pretend like, oh, this is illegal and that's illegal, when every uniformed officer in the whole United States is on crystal meth. Every one of them. Every fucking one of them. So you think it's illegal? My point is that when you get in, if you end up going to prison, you're going to find out what penology is. Okay. Penology, in short, is your knowledge of pens. Okay. And if they have, at Kirkland R&A, they have what is called a penology committee. And what this penology committee does is determines your level of knowledge of pens, needles. Okay. They determine your level of knowledge of that. And if they discover that you are knowledgeable of what's going on, you are knowledgeable that everybody there is shooting crystal meth, then they're not supposed to deny you your right to order a pen, to receive a pen. But if they discover that you're ignorant of that and that you don't know what's going on, then they're going to 22 you. They're going to play you to the left. Like, they're going to act like ain't nothing going on. Ain't nobody doing none of that right here. You know what I'm saying? That's what the penology committee was set up for. So these members of the penology committee are distributed throughout the whole prison, throughout the whole jail. And you don't know who these individuals are. This is a secret committee. You know of the committee, but you don't know the members of the committee. And they're distributed throughout the jail and the prison. And what they are is eyes. And what they do is watch and communicate. And as new people come in and stuff like that, and they inform the COs, yeah, this guy right here, he's aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? He's in. He knows this. He knows that. He's real. He's fake. He's whatever. Okay. They inform the COs of all that. Okay. That's their job. Okay. But technically, once they discover that you do have knowledge of that and that you do know what's going on, They're not supposed to deny you your right to order a pen to shoot crystal meth in jail or in prison. They all do it, all of them. Okay, but that's what that committee was set up to do. That's what that little program was set up for. Okay, because just coming into that situation, just coming into jail or prison, they don't know right away what you know. They're like, we don't know what this Joker knows. We don't know if he knows what's going on. We don't know if he's in or if he's out. We don't know that. Okay. So that's what the penology committee is designed to do. They, like I said, you don't know who these people are. It's a secret committee. You know, like I said, they got signs. If you just sit down and read, you will be aware that there is a penology committee, but you won't have if you're a white male with blue eyes, you probably won't even know what the fucking word penology means. Because transparently, they're going to make you think that it's about your fucking your pins to log in on your phone and stuff. Don't have anything to do with that. Don't have anything to do with that. Okay. Man, there's so much. These people are evil. Bro, these people are evil. Okay. These people are the worst of the worst. I'll tell you something else that really irks me. Okay. You can do whatever. These jokers can murder somebody. These jokers can kill somebody. And if they're in, okay, when they go to jail or when they go to prison, they're going to transform these jokers into somebody else. If they're white, they're going to transform into a black man. If they're black, they'll transform into a white man. If you're a man, they transform you into a woman. Whatever. They're going to change your identity. Okay? They're going to give you a new identity and they're going to release your ass. There's people who can murder somebody and go to prison and they will regene these jokers. They will regene them into somebody else and release them. So there's actually people walking amongst you right now that could have, as recently as a month ago, killed somebody. The amount of time it takes to transform from who you are into somebody else is the length of time that they will stay inside of these institutes, inside of these jails, inside of these prisons. So if it takes if it's a 3-week process, if it's a month process, if it's a 2-month process, transforming from who you are into somebody else, that's how long they'll sit there. Once you have fully made the transformation, they will release you and send you back out to work again with a new identity. Do you know how dangerous that is? It's so dangerous that you could be standing in this truck stop right now, right next to somebody who killed somebody a month ago. Do the police care? No, hell no. Do you know why they do that? To keep these jokers quiet. If you do something wrong and go to jail and they deny you transformation, say, no, you're staying in jail or you're staying in prison as who you are. And you're going to do your time for what you've done. They're going to squeal on them. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, that's fine, I will. But I'm going to tell the world that y'all are targeting ARCs, y'all are targeting men, and y'all are killing them. So to keep all of these circles, to keep all of these ICs quiet, they allow them to do whatever they want to do. Whatever you want to do, just do it. Just keep your mouth closed. Don't say anything about what we're doing. Okay? And that's how they do it. And most of these ICs keep their mouth closed because they're free to do whatever they want to do. You want to do drugs. You want to sell drugs. You want to make money. You want to transform. You want whatever you want to do. You're able to do it legally. Nobody's going to do anything to you. Right? If you just keep your mouth closed. So that's why they allow them to get away with anything. Like I said, I promise you my hand on the book. These jokers could snap and kill somebody. Boom, boom, boom. Shoot them with a gun. Dead. Kill them. And these jokers will go to jail or prison long enough to transform into somebody else. And they will release them again to keep their mouth closed. To keep their mouth closed. Yes, that's the truth of it. Here's another truth. They force you into transformation. Okay. If you're real, let's say I go to prison right now. They're going to do everything they can to force me to transform. But in the event that I don't, then I am a target. They are going to do everything they can to get rid of me. Everything. Okay. And the main weapon that they have is they will infect you with HIV or hepatitis or a combination of the both. Okay. That by itself destroys your liver, your colon, and all that. Okay. By itself. But while that is attacking your liver and your colon, they're going to feed you a strict diet of trash. Okay. They're going to send trays in your room loaded with estrogen. Okay. Which makes you super soft and super weak. Okay. And you're going to, they're going to murder you. And you're not going to have any idea. If you don't know what I'm sitting here telling you, you're not going to have, you're going to think that you're just sitting in prison, rotting away, that God hates you. And you just, but that ain't the truth. The truth is they're murdering you on purpose. And the only way they can get away with that is infecting you with a disease and feeding you some stuff to kill you. That's the only way they get away with it. They have successfully gotten away with that for, like I said, this is a guesstimation, but I know over 60 years. They murdered my dad in 2001. They murdered my mother's cousin, Terry Brown, killed him dead. Killed these people dead. And that's how they done it. That's how they done it. The police done that. The good old boys in blue done that. They murdered them dead. These ain't good people. These aren't good people. These people are evil. These people are deceitful above all things. They will smile in your face and act like good people and stick a knife in your bag. These ain't good people. Okay? Simple as that. I don't know how much time I got. I got about 30 minutes left over there. And they train them in that. Once you get over there into jail, another thing that I want to throw out there while I'm here, you're going to notice when you get there, everybody playing with crossword puzzles, and they communicate that way. So let me explain this to you. No matter what you think, in every cell, there is an eye. There's an eye in every cell. You may not see it. It don't look like there's one in here. There's an eye in every freaking cell. Okay? And these ICs know that. Okay? And they communicate with the COs with crossword puzzles and all that writing and drawing, all that. They communicate with the police. They communicate with law enforcement. Okay? So they will take a targeted individual, such as myself, and put me in a cell with 1, 2, 3, or 4 working ICs. And they will transparently communicate with the COs right in front of you, and you'll have no idea. Okay? Something as simple as sitting down, writing, or doing a crossword. What they'll do with a crossword is they'll sit there and they'll circle different words. And these COs are sitting there watching what they're doing. And they're steadily, they might circle a word trade. They might circle a word soft. They might circle a word, because you get fed 3 times a day. They might circle a word breakfast. They might circle a word lunch. It looks like they're doing a freaking crossword puzzle. But they're communicating transparently with them ICs. I mean, with them COs. They'll send a soft tray in your room that day. They'll send something in your room that's going to harm you. Okay? And they train them to do that. Is this illegal? Yes. Yeah. That's why it's such a secret. That's why they have what is called prison industries, private sector. Prison industries, private sector. Why is it private? Why would it need to be private? Actually, it shouldn't be private because you need to know where these people are. If they've murdered someone, if they've raped someone, you need to know where these people are, right? So why is it prison industries, private sector? Private, Yeah. Because these people are doing exactly what I just told you they're doing. They're targeting men, they're targeting ARCs and murdering them dead. And the police are protecting these ICs' privacy at all costs. Yeah. If they weren't doing anything wrong, they were going, there's no need for privacy. And you're not doing anything wrong, right? But they're breaking the law. They are doing something wrong. They're murdering bucks, men, killing them dead. Okay? That's what they're doing. And they have turned this whole world into a war zone where only these ICs can understand
what they're reading because they train them in literature. They train them in transparencies. So what something literally looks like it says and looks like it means absolutely means something else. I have so many examples of this. Man, it's just so much. Go check out my YouTube, Tyler Taylor, Tyson Taylor. I got a couple of them, but find my main one. Find the one with the most trucking stuff on there, 18-wheelers and stuff like that, flatbed loads and stuff like that. When you find that one, that's my most recent one. Okay, look at my recent activity and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, this is the one that he's using, because I got about 10, about 10 Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have access, but to only one. Okay. So go find it, and you'll see all of the evidence and all of the stuff that I'm posting. Now, I also want y'all to know that they have the ability to go out there and block my content. So if the police, if I post something that they don't want the public to see or know, they will go out there and flag it. They'll like it. There's things they can do to prevent the public from seeing the truth, because they have y'all blinded with lies. They don't want you to know the truth. And because I'm telling the truth, they're trying to prevent certain people from getting their hands on that information. Okay? So when I post some of my content, whether it be here on YouTube, whether it be on TikTok, whether it be on my Facebook, the police are able, these ICs are able to view what I have posted and choose whether or not the public is able to see it. So basically, they have wrote me off from the world. Okay? Completely wrote me off. All my electronics, my computer, my cell phone, my tablet, they completely wrote me off from the outside world. And they have designed technology and platforms and stuff to install on my devices to prevent the world from seeing the truth that I'm telling. Okay? Because they don't want the world to know the truth. They're hiding. They're hiding because, see, Bill can be put in prison. Emmy can be put in prison. Mark can be put in fucking prison. The police, the brick wall can be brought down because of what they have done. These people have murdered a whole nation of men, killed them dead, murdered them dead. And all that could come to an end if the right person gets their hands on my content. Okay? If the right person sees my content and agrees with me, yeah, he's right. They have been doing this. And we can do something about it. They don't want that to happen. So to prevent that from happening, they have allowed these ICs to rope me off. We're going to control everything this guy does. Okay? We're going to control all his content. We're going to make sure that his content don't make it very far past the screen on his phone, the screen on his freaking computer. But now, the platform, the stuff that they have my devices set up on, they're actually able to comment and this, that, and the third. One person can be everybody in my phone. Okay. So it looks like there's 1,000 people commenting on my video. One person. They have technology. They have platforms that they use to target these men where these jokers can take turns being everybody on my device. So it appears on my end as if I had people viewing my stuff. I have people commenting on my stuff. But in reality, that isn't true. And they have designed this technology to completely silence me and block me out from the rest of the world. But they never thought in a million years that I was smart enough to figure out what they were doing. They were like, he ain't going to be able to figure this out. But what they didn't know is who my God is. And it turns out my God's an asshole. And he has good reason to be. Because of what they've done. So that's how that works. Okay. So I assume that I'm communicating with this person, with that person, with this person, and that person. But in reality, I'm not communicating with but one person, one or two, maybe three people at all times. Okay. That's how they rope off individuals' electronics. Okay. And the police authorize and give them the access to these phones and these different electronics and stuff that gives them the capability to do things like that, to completely target and rope off an individual from the outside world so that they can kill them. And they will rope you off until you're dead. So nobody will never discover what they done to you. And you'll never have no idea that you've been roped off the whole time. You will think that you were broadcasting to the world. You know what I'm saying? What was going on. But in reality, nobody heard anything you said. Okay? And the police have designed these platforms to do that. What do you think the Meta platform is? Meta. Well, first off, you got to know who Me is. Me's Emmy. Okay. Then you got to find out who Tay is. Tay is Tay is 8. Okay, 8. So if you hadn't sold your soul to Bill, if you hadn't 6'd, then you're of 8. You're 8. Period. Simple as that. That's the simplest way I can explain that to you. If you hadn't 6'd, then you're 8. Okay. So now you understand what the Meta platform. Now the Meta Facebook platform is a platform that was designed to do exactly what I'm sitting here telling you, to rope off white males with blue eyes, to rope off ARCs. So this ARC thinks he has 1,000 friends. This ARC thinks that he's communicating with all these people, but in reality, he doesn't communicate with anyone. 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 people that take turns being everybody in your device. But you don't know. You think you're talking to the outside world. And they have designed these platforms to silence them, completely silence them. That's the truth. Stone cold truth. Against the law, very. But they've never had nobody who was smart enough to publicly broadcast what they're doing. Well, guess what? Now you've met that somebody. Yeah. And I won't be silenced. You're going to silence me for a short time, but it's going to blow up in your face. And I'm going to make sure of it. And every CO and every cop and every working IC that I can prove knew and participated in these programs, you will be incarcerated. You will be incarcerated. And there won't be no transformation. You're not going to go to jail and prison and transform into somebody else and be able to check out. That's over with. I'm going to make sure that that is over with. When everything is said and done, I'm going to end that. There will be no more transformation. That's a promise. If I can't promise y'all nothing else, I promise you that. What they're doing is illegal. Very illegal. Very, very, very illegal. Do you know that Saddam Hussein, that Osama bin Laden, what was that other guy, that Cuban guy? I can't remember his name anyway. But did you know that Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein combined have killed less people than Bill and Emmy and Mark? Did you know that? They went over there and killed these men. I'm not saying that they were wrong for it. I'm saying that they killed these men for doing less than what they have done. The United States went over there and murdered Saddam Hussein, murdered Osama bin Laden, and these men killed less people than Bill and Emmy. So we have 2, 3, or 4 dictators in this country right now that have organized a Holocaust, a full-blown Holocaust, and gotten away with it almost gotten away with it. You know these people could be tried for war crimes? We have took out dictators for doing less than what Bill Gates has done. Yeah, we have. I don't care who you are. Bill, Emmy, Mark, the police, the FBI, CIA. Nobody in this world has the right to murder someone and get away with it. And if you had any knowledge whatsoever of any such thing, at the very least, you are guilty of conspiring with these individuals. So at the very least, you're guilty of, if you're a working IC, if you've entered these programs, you are at the very least guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. to have knowledge of something and to be silent about it is conspiring with that individual. I've said it once, I'll say it again. If you rob a bank and you come tell me that you robbed a bank and I don't say anything about it, I don't do anything, I keep my mouth closed. Well, if the police find out that I had knowledge of you robbing a bank and I didn't tell anyone, they will lock me up for conspiracy. They will say, you was conspiring with them. You knew that this joker done this and you didn't say anything. Now you're guilty of conspiracy. So y'all knew that they were out here killing men. Y'all knew that they were hunting down bucks and killing them. And you kept your mouth closed. So you're guilty of conspiracy. The law as it is written, you are guilty of conspiracy. You have conspired with law enforcement to hunt down men and kill them. You conspired with them. Yeah, you have. Just know your time's coming. Your time is coming. Your time is coming. And I'm going to make sure of it. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to tell you something else. If you are a man, if you have an Adam's apple, if you were born into this world with blue eyes as a man, at some point they have put you to sleep and they have chipped you. I'm going to tell you like this. No matter where you go, these nays, these ISIS receive notifications on their phone of your whereabouts. So in the event that you pull in a parking lot, in the event that you go to Walmart, in the event that you go to a truck stop, in the event that you go to church, no matter where you go, these jokers are getting notifications on their phone immediately. Boom, boom, boom. He's here. He's here. He's here. Oh, yeah. That's how they target you. Okay? So at some point, you was put to sleep. And at some point, they have chipped you. And no matter where you go, these jokers go right to Google Maps and pinpoint your location. And these jokers come straight to you. Is this illegal? Very illegal. Very illegal. And I'm going to stop it. Be patient. They've done this under order of Bill. Tell you, these are sneaky serpents. These are sneaky snakes, buddy. Let me tell you something. Did you know, I'm in the laundry room right now, and I've made other videos about this. Did you know all the laundry rooms are set up for war? Right here on this, this washing machine is called a Speed Queen. That's a P Queen. They're able to come in. The Rains, these ICs are able to come in and war against you through these washing machines and dryers. They can come in here and put their clothes in this washing machine right here and mash this little button right here on the bottom that's pointing to the left, and all of the dirty water and stuff from their laundromat will transfer over into your clothing. They can war against you everywhere you go. And the police have set up this whole world for these ICs to target and murder these men and kill them. From hazing, from gassing you, from everything. Right from their phone. Illegal? Very. Murder's murder, no matter how you do it. So all of these facilities, stores, Walmart, truck stops, and stuff like this, they are set up, they are installed with sensors. Okay. So someone could come in, these ISIS could come in verbally with their mouth and activate certain features and stuff inside of these places. They can get you gassed, they can get you hazed, they can trigger eyes to come on. Okay. All of these bathrooms have eyes in them. So these ICs are able to set out on their phone while they're targeting these men, on their computers while they're targeting these men. They can watch you in the bathroom, they watch you in the shower, wherever they choose to. Okay. But these eyes ain't always on. They have to be triggered. And that's what these sensors are for. So these jokers can come in acting as if they're talking on a phone. There's certain motions and stuff like that that they are trained to do that trigger these eyes, to cut these eyes on. Okay. Where while they're harassing you, while they're targeting you, while they're killing you, they can watch it on the screen of their phone. And I'll tell you something else. Bill and Emmy make money. Go ahead, buddy. Bill and Emmy make money off of broadcasting these arcs. They make money. Bill and Emmy is filthy rich off of these broadcasting of these arcs, of these men. They line their pocketbook off of targeting these men and killing them. How do you think they fund these operations? You think they just got money just sitting around? They have to make money somehow. And they broadcast these men all over the world. And these eyes pay subscription fees and stuff like that to watch these jokers. Okay. And that's how Bill and Emmy collect money off of broadcasting these arts all over the world. Oh yeah. Why they kill them? Why they kill them? What's the secret? The secret is Bill and Emmy and Mark can be put in fucking prison for murder. That's why it's a secret. That's why, oh, it's not. It's not. No, it ain't not. You're murdering people. What you're not going to do is murder no more men. That's the stone cold truth of the whole thing. There's so much. I'm going to finish folding my clothes. Then I'm going to go ahead to the truck and I'm going to show y'all what I was talking about when I first started the video. But there's so much. There's so much that I want to say, but sometimes I can't find the words to use to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? I can prove it, but I can't use the words to make it make sense. But hold that thought. I hate doing laundry, but I can't stand it. Also, I'll make
It's the dreaded day, laundry day, right?
I can't stand this shit. It's like washing dishes, but I can't stand it.
I fuck with dishes, but we ain't little no more.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all watch them.
Y'all watch dishes,
Yeah, I made a deal with Dolphin to watch the dishes. I ain't fucking with them, I swear. I might cook the food, but I ain't fucking clean it up.
I cook, I ain't cleaning up. Yeah.
I ain't cleaning up fucking dishes. I used to have to do that shit when I was, when you little, like, mama say get them up, you know what I'm saying?
That shit hurt my back.
Hey, we ain't little no more. I got my own house.
Yeah.
I ain't make the rules.
cut the grass, wash the dish, take the
Okay.
trash out. I don't mind. I take the trash out, and I cut the grass. I just didn't want to
I
do
ain't
this.
fucking with dishes.
I ain't doing this.
I go out there get me some bread and wash the cup of grass and shit, but I ain't fucking with the dishes.
That's
They can have the dishes.
a new invention. It's dishwasher.
Oh man.
We never had a dishwasher, man. All the way. I never used a dishwasher until I was about 19 years old.
Oh wow.
When I was 19, my mama finally got a house with a dishwasher.
Okay. He was like, hell yeah.
I had to wash this my whole life. I didn't know how to act with a
I
dishwasher.
was the same way when I was growing up. I grew up overseas in the military. We didn't have a dishwasher at first. I mean, we got one eventually, but you know, we moved back stateside. But back then, I was like, man, I'm only 8, bro. I don't wash the dishes.
Yeah.
Damn. Go outside and wrap my body. What? You ain't gonna wash the dishes. When my sister turned 8, I was like, I know she gotta start doing the dishes. Mom was like, nah, she ain't gonna do a good enough job. I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say that when I had to do it.
Yeah.
It's all different then, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's what it was, man. It's still good. We had a good time back in those days. When the world was a normal place.
Shit, I know, right?
At least halfway normal. This shit was. Mm-hmm.
And when I block myself off from the rest of the world, man, I don't even bother with them. I shut the door.
I ain't even know like that shit. You
don't do that?
No, man. You it's like, man, you know. I can tell that you know. It's like, bro, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Man, fuck. I'm like, bro, I tell already, like, really, if I get my way,
Yeah.
I'm only some land up in the motherfucking mountains.
Yeah.
And y'all sit the fuck you down up there. You over here on this side of that gate.
Yep.
You got a fucking problem.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because you ain't supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I just.
Oh yeah.
People are shitty as fuck down there. You know, help one another. It's always
Nobody cares, man.
still. I could motherfucker see you drop in water, sit here and talk to you, but they'll say, hey, bro, you dropped it wrong. That motherfucker really
Walk off and steal that motherfucker.
Bro, that's some grimy ass fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I wasn't raised like that. So I'm like you. Like I'm really detached, bro. Like I see, like my friends that I do deal with there's only a couple of them. We got like common minds. We like this. We drive our trucks, bro, with no fishing and shit. Like I just went out there to the pond. It's a pilot one ended up.
Yeah.
It's a little lake back there. I got one good bike, but it started getting dark. So I was like, fuck, I need to watch it.
You live around here?
No, I'm from Florida.
Are you Florida? I mean, you man, look, I swear, look, I ain't stereotyping enough, but I swear when I seen you, I was thinking Florida. I think you're probably
Oh,
Florida.
shit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, what? Shit. I ride my truck, do my shit, man. I go fishing. But other than that, I don't be fucking with people, man. Like, people are shitty, man. People shitty as fuck. They don't have respect for old people no more. You know what was with them? That was something that we all held dear to.
What? Spent old people.
Yeah, like, bro, if it was one of our friends and they going on and somebody came outside and said, hey, y'all stop doing this. You didn't get no one like, whatever. No, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We out of there. Because you fucking disrespecting those old people. If people found out, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah.
Your uncle's going to whip your ass. Your mom's going to beat your ass. Your dad's going to beat you. Auntie, I'm ready. No, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't do that shit. But nowadays, it's like,
I can't even lie, man. Keep it all the way 100, man. I didn't really have my mother does some shady ass shit when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? So I never really had a deep respect for my mom, you know what I'm saying?
well, that's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's not understandable. Like, if
Right.
she wasn't there doing the right type of things and you knew that. That's another thing. Like, we were more mature. Like, these kids nowadays are really smart, computer smart.
yeah.
But we were